line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow.
This is their day, ladies and gentlemen. We come in today with round of 8, with 8 drivers still searching to be on the top of the mountain, but only 4 enter. We already know one of them's in there, that being Tyler Dalton. But which one of the other 7 will make it in? Well, that's for them to figure out. Hello again, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys live here in Fontana, California, and it's time for the final round of 8 race, the Championship 4, next week in Phoenix. What a wild and wonderful crowd we have on hand today. The field stacked and loaded up like this one, 21 drivers ready to go at it. So let's get down to business. Your 7500 Truck Series starts off with MTM Calatani, your number 1 seed, 84 the outside. The Reign of Terror already entering into the round of 4. Tyler Dalton in the 19. Row number 2 in the number 6, it's Mike Kelly to his outside in the big 02. Shannon Wood. Road number 3 is the 30 of Brian V. Attack Macklin. The outside in the 51, it is Justin Fuller. Road number 4 in the 38, Jack Coleman. The outside in the big 23, Charles Van Schaik. Row number 5 in the 24 is Cody Sturgill. The outside in the 42 is Dakota Kramer. Row number 6 in the 15, Joe Hudson. But it's outside in the 8, it's Maurice Burnett. Road number 7 gives us Samuel Harrell in the 43, the outside. In the 28, it's Doy Woods. Road number 8 in the 49, it's Ivan Deschamps, the outside in the 75, Alan the Wild Man Wild. Road number 9 in the 11 is Ron Holyfield, the number 44 is outside, is Christoph Hall. Row number 10 in the 21 is Cameron Stearns, the outside. In the 25, Robert Tucker, your final seeded today. In the number 3, it's Keith Prince. 7 drivers going for the final 3 spots. Dalton Zinn, Macklin, Kelly, Coleman, O'Rourke, Calatani, Wood, and Harrell looking for the ellipsis spot. And only we have 6 of them coming to the stage. We have not got O'Rourke, unfortunately, so that means Calatani, Wood, Harrell, Coleman, Kelly, and Macklin gonna go at it for the elusive final 3 spots. Championship implications on the line here as they roll him down through turn number 4. Calatani looking to finally do what he's been looking in. That's to get to the round of 4. He'll deal with the reign of terror and all of his pride. The stage 1 begins. Let's begin the final round of 8. I mean, you already know, too, that Dalton's already wanted to play spoiler. He doesn't have to care about whether he wins or loses this one. All he's got to do is just show up. Calatani, though, this is literally, and Mike Kelly and Shannon Wood and all them, this is literally must win. Samuel O'Reilly, even, too, who's hanging around back there somewhere, he knows he's going to have to figure out a bold strategy this race. And what an odds end here, man. If you're going to even this playing field out, you couldn't get any more evened out with a track like this if it wasn't a super speedway, for crying out loud. This track is aerodynamic dependent, but it is also strategy dependent, which forces drivers to make tough decisions at the right time or the right call, making for an extremely versatile race and extremely tough as nails kind of racing background. Only the best can figure out how to nail this one to the ground. Field of guys too, man. I gotta believe a lot of them probably just looking closer and closer throughout the subject, throughout the scenario here. They know they're going to be in for a wild ride. They're going to be in for a tough race. They obviously have got a lot on their plate, a lot on their mind. I don't think more so, though, than maybe what that number 6 Mike Kelly's been going through all season round. Calatani's got a win or two to his name. Shannon Wood come close, but hasn't really been as consistent as Mike Kelly has. Kelly this season has literally been dead on the spot, firing everything he's got to the line, and yet he just can't seem to get past that hump. I know it doesn't necessarily have to be a win today he needs to get in, but if he can get playoff points, and then he can get into at least a top 3 finish, that, in my opinion, should be enough to just barely nudge him in there. But he knows he still has a lot of ground and a lot of work to figure out, especially with guys like Tyler Dalton just being his usual reign of terror self around here. Jack Coleman back there, lingering back in the field as well. Again, he is currently on the bubble line. Entering into this race, he's only 1 point up from O'Rourke. Well, we obviously know O'Rourke's not here today, so Calatani basically he's in almost in a must-win situation. And you want to talk about a must-win? Samuel Harrell, 3,017 points. To the guy that's literally on the 4th spot, which is Jack Coleman, 3,059. You want to talk about a guy that is in probably the worst must-win situation of his career? It's definitely this guy. You know, the thing is, too, right now, his strategies have just not been really up to par to what really we are usually seeing from his level and speed. But today, it seems like he's pretty much kind of taking a different approach. It looks like for now anyway, he's going to strategize and try to stay out of trouble early and work towards the goal. He knows he's in a must-win situation, so he knows he can't just drive this thing in the ground and run it out like these two are about to do. Calatani and Kelly dead even now for the lead. Major implications on the line here. And Calatani, if he can get the stage points, he'll actually boost himself up a little bit. That will help him. He's only out a couple points there to Cat Coleman, so he can figure this out. He might have a chance here. Currently, right now, he sits in the 5th spot today, now that O'Rourke's gone. So currently, he's on the bubble to be eliminated. But with lap 15 being our stage break, I guarantee you right now that a lot of these guys that were laying low for a minute are going to probably get a little bit more on the binder here. You can almost feel the intensity, too, and the absolute roar of the truck here. These things are pounding the throttle. They are gasping and grabbing every little bit they can. They want to make this race happen. Now, if Mike gets the stage points here, honestly, I am going to be very hard-pressed to figure out if Calatani will be able to kind of catch him on points-wise. At that point, then it would become more of a win-win scenario. He has to win the race to complete his objective and his goal to make it in. Looking on right now, he's getting pretty close, though, to taking Kelly for a ride here. Those two are almost dead even on each other and deadlocked on the corners. And speaking of deadlocked, watch out for Justin Fuller. Did I mention this guy's already been a winner this season? Or he's already been pretty much putting up a fight on these guys? Oh, did I forget about that? Yeah, he's one of those cats, man. You cannot hold him back. Fuller this season, man, he came out and he drove the wheels off it at Richmond, knocking everybody down a loop and down a peg. Absolutely nobody was expecting that. And once again, I kind of wonder and I kind of question, is he playing up to those old tricks again? Is he going to try and maybe play a little spoiler and make these playout drivers work that much harder? This is what I always said. I love and I hate this about the playoffs. And this has happened again right here. You can see Mike Kelly. He's going to deal with Fuller now. Fuller dropping to the bottom. He's going to drive it right on them. I love the idea of it in hindsight, but man, this is where as a driver, I cannot stand this. It's like you've got a guy that's literally just not in a playoff contention, not even in your shouldn't even your rear view sight or your mirror, and you got him literally coming right up on you, and now he's trying to actually steal away your win. It's like, as a driver, believe me, that gets extremely frustrating, but as a fan, it's fun to watch literally them all have to go at it and see who can actually survive in this kind of round-robin craziness and insanity. Again, I'm more traditionalist, so I do apologize to those that are playoff loyalists, but man, I'm always traditionalist to the end. So yeah, I believe more of the Winston Cup days, but I do agree that this playoff format, it does make the drivers work harder, and it does make the racing a little bit more exciting and a little more interesting too. And speaking of making it a little more interesting, that 84 knows what's right below him, and he's hoping and praying to fight him off. He dealt with one guy earlier. Can he deal with another? Playoff points up for grab. Fuller right now, though, man, you got to believe he just does not care about your playoffs or about any of that. All he do is come out here and have fun by simply having a little spoiler time. And again, he doesn't race dirty, he doesn't race bad. He's just racing extremely hard. And again, that's making these drivers have to work for it that much harder. Followed him down off the track here. Fuller's looking to try to pass up Calatani. Calatani trying to force him not to be able to do it. And then the crossover nearly happened. Almost, I wouldn't have blamed Calatani if he took Fuller for a little ride there. Fuller, though, had the presence of mind back out before it was too late. He blocked, and then he realized his mistake, trying to do that to Calatani. I mean, you want to talk about round robin knockout playoffs, man? This is what you got to be careful about. You play these kind of games, they're going to give you something to think about. And Galatani is not having it here. He is not dealing with none of that. He's trying to push him up as much as he can, trying to get any kind of run he can off him. Meanwhile, back in the back here, Choach to the front. Chad Coleman 2 spots up. Lingering his way right in as he is now side by side with Mike Kelly and Brian Backlund. Working his way through the field. It's a playoff battle for the spots as they come through the backstretch. Absolutely no remorse and nothing to give on this kind of racing. This is literally full-fledged. You don't care. No more prisoners. No more nonsense. You go out there and you put the bumpers to the bumpers and race your race. That is the mentality. 2 more laps to go. Calatoni desperately trying to find a way to get around that cat that got ahead of him. But Fuller is not going to let him breathe. He's going to keep the throttle stuck to the floorboard and keep it away from him. I'm Calatoni right now. Oh, Wood probably don't want to see what's going on back there. Shannon Wood and Dakota Kramer, Alan Wild and Dakota Kramer getting at it a little bit. Similar schemes on Wild and Wood. I apologize in advance there to Wild, but man, that was a little wild there. No pun intended. Kramer and Wild getting it up there off the back straightaway. Both drivers just locked horns, and all of a sudden, looked like it could have gone either way. 1 more lap to go. Calatoni, here comes the dive bomb. He's going to throw it at Fuller, and Fuller knows he's there. If Calatoni gets him on that back straightaway, he's going to force every little run out of him. Can he get anything on the backstretch to lead into the corner? He's going to have to try to hope for a little bit of a nudge from the 30 to catch him. But I think even Backlund is starting to notice he's giving him more downforce. The downforce actually pushing it here. Right down off of turn number 4. Justin Fuller steals one away. This is going to be a battle for stage points. Fuller takes stage 1 though. Ooh, maybe a little controversy in the fans' eyes, but to Fuller, he don't care. The winner in this one, Justin Fuller. Now what that pretty much does, though, is that forces Calatoni. He's going to have to look for the win now. His stage points are not going to help him. Macklin, he got himself in a pretty good position. He can ride it out in the top 3 and be okay and safe. Chad Coleman, same deal, really. As long as he doesn't have to worry about Samuel Rell or Anthony Calatoni winning that one, or even Shannon Wood, he'll be okay. But again, it's a long, long road, and still plenty of time to be at it. Man, you gotta be wondering the two is right now you're just thinking the process in your head like, okay, I did not get the position I wanted to. I've got to now plan out the strategy. I got to put 2 and 2 together. What is the best method? What is the best route I can take as a driver? You just know in the back of your head, there's other guys that are going to be trying to take you down a few notches here, and they're going to be trying to push you up to their limits. Pit road is open. Let's find out who gets in and out. Let's see the strategies. Watching carefully on the pit times here. Calatoni in first. Whoa, looks like trouble down there. Unfortunately, I can't quite tell who all that is. Coming out first is Fuller. Just fuel for Justin Fuller. All 4 tires going on for Calatoni. Second out of pit road. Backlund. All 4s. He gets third. Dalton, all fours. Everyone really from on in on out, all fours. So Fuller, interesting. So right now, looks like Fuller going back to pit road. Looks like he already is going to be planning something ahead here. Calatani probably just thinking in the back of his head, why couldn't you have done that earlier when we were racing that hard? So, well, I mean, at the end of the day, though, he still had Macklin charging up on him, and you know that Navy brat's not going to give him any room. Macklin is literally as dead focused to make it in the round of 4 as Calatani is, so that's going to be a very tough little segment for him. The good news for Macklin is the worst situation happens, one of those other drivers on the bottom wins and pushes their way in. He's still in third. He only has to really worry about Kelly and Coleman, and really there, Macklin and Kelly, difference there is about 28 points. Coleman, it's calculating my math here, 3,092, 3,059. That'd be about 33 difference in the points. See, I can do simple math, guys. Come on now. Don't gotta be making fun of me for that. That 33 points, honestly, I think is enough. So the only thing Macklin needs to do is really just stay in the top 5, and he'll make it in. Coleman now doesn't really need a win. He just needs stage points, and he needs a good finish here. Calatani, really at this point, needs a win. Shannon Wood needs a win, and Samuel Rell needs a win. So we're going to find out who comes out on top of this one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was an exciting stage 1, but now I know what you're ready for. Let's begin our quest to stage number 2. Send them down your way towards the Sim 500 restart zone. Green flag back in the air. That was a good start again. Calatani knows right now, though, he's going to have to watch the tire wear. Hey, look at the way the tire's digging, man. He's having to deal with all that pressure there. And Macklin already looking to put more on him. Oh, he's going to start blocking early here. He's blocking quick. He's blocking hard. Maybe trying to learn from what Fuller did to him. Calatani is already looking like a man that is literally holding on for dear life. And this is only lap 20, guys. I don't know how these guys are going to be surviving in that third stage. They're driving the wheels off right now, just trying to hope for the best and trying to survive whatever they can. They literally are in a dogfight for survival here. And just looking back at the pack, yet again, another slow start for the 43 of Samuel Harrell. Again, I understand why he probably is doing it. I understand the reasoning. But I am going to question, will that necessarily work out in his favor? I'm not trying to be mean at him or anything. I'm not trying to say it can't work. I'm being realistic here. The biggest thing about this race, again, aerodynamic dependency and tire wear. He's obviously saving tire right now, so he doesn't have to worry about trying to harp on it or gas on it right now. But the problem is, you being stuck in that position where he's at now, he's going to have to eventually just ride the wheels off on it and pour everything he's got to the limit to make sure he can get it right up ahead and get something going for him. You can see what I've seen too. Look at this. Look at everyone just getting right into that draft line, right into the flow. They're trying to keep the speed up and not let the truck get out of shape or out of place. Keeping that nice draft flow allows them to stay nice and smooth, but it also allows them to start looking towards making big moves later. So, yeah, Calatani well aware of what I am talking about down there. He's right now trying to avoid any contributing trouble or any problems he can get himself into here. Probably just wants to focus on the overall picture, which is get this race in. Cody Sturgill, number 24 here. Good to see him being able to still hang in that top 10 bracket. Although we always knew he could be a top 10, top 5 driver. It's just really, when was he going to get that win in this season? He came so close a few times, got himself into a bad spot, then got wrecked out, or all of a sudden everything just went completely haywire and it just threw him for a complete loop. He's been trying so desperately not to let that happen anymore, but man, is it getting harder and harder. And speaking of getting harder and harder to control, once more, Macklin has gone back on the attack. Calatani right now putting pressure on him. The pressure is there. Look at him swaying the truck around, putting everything he's got up to par. Mike Kelly, the number 6 here, looking to try to stake right in there between them. Dalton, Macklin, Calatani, those are your top 4. Coleman in the top 5 bracketed. And Kelly again, multiple times a runner-up this season. He's trying so hard not to let it happen again because a win here locks him in. He either needs a win or needs stage points. A good finish, maybe enough, but a for sure win locks him in, and for sure points locks him in. That's the biggest thing right now he's currently facing up against. And then, of course, behind all of them and in that mid-pack is a guy that probably is getting tired of being left out because we've been pretty much talking about him the whole season. It's all right, Dalton. Tyler Dalton, the Reign of Terror, back up into the fight and into the fray, and he's not exactly wanting to make it easy for these drivers. This isn't honestly him just trying to show that he can still run with them. This is really a message he's sending out to these guys. He's saying point blank, you may make it to the round of 4, but when you meet me at Phoenix, so help me, I will race every ounce of my truck and my fire being to get you taken down, boys. Macklin strolling on the outside there. Calatani trying to hang on, trying to put everything he's got to the limits. But it is Macklin, the Mac attack, looking for the elusive stage points. Again, at this point, Calatani can't point his way in. So at this point, he's just trying to make sure he can hold on to the race leads or hold on for what he can to get to the final edge of this race. But again, there's that wild card back there with Samuel Morrell and even Shannon Wood, who's been laying back there for a little while too. Maybe taking a book out of Sammy's book there. Even though Shannon is in the top 10 right now, he's still not quite in the same boat as these other drivers have been. Yeah, I think I kind of like about Shannon's strategy is, again, he's kind of doing the Samuel Morrell treatment, which is lay low and don't get yourself in trouble, but he's actually, in my opinion, being pretty clever here. And speaking of being pretty clever, I guess I'm going to have to go back and forth between these leaders all day. But Calatani is already looking for the lead, and he got some drafting help there. He got an old ally, Tyler Dalton, working with him a little bit. Perhaps Dalton is trying to work with Calatani to force Macklin to fall down a few spots. But again, I don't think Macklin is going to necessarily have any issues to make it to the round of 4, barring any bad disasters or he ends up getting himself into some trouble here on this race. It's all fight and shoot it out for what you can get and what you can work with. And Macklin looks like he's already feeling a bit of that pressure. Gonna get it back in the draft, back in the line. And I don't know how the heck these right front tires are feeling right now, but they gotta be cooking down there a little bit. If Calatani does get stage points, I gotta reiterate something. If he does get the stage points, he'll get bonus points, obviously. But I just don't know if it's enough to necessarily surpass Chad Coleman, unless he got like second and Coleman was like farther back down the radar. Then he might have a chance there. But the problem is with Coleman, I don't expect him to be leaving that spot anytime soon. Especially not the way he drives. Runner-up multiple times, multi-time winner this season. he's just an absolute animal when in terms of his control and his speed. And again, it's kind of weird to see him like swap from his A-Shock number 5 to this all of a sudden throwing into the Jim Beam number 38. But hey, you know, I grew up in the 2000s, so I know what it was like to see trucks and cars like swapping between paint schemes and different styles pretty quickly. Wasn't that uncommon? Speaking of that uncommon right now, Mike Kelly knows what he needs to do, and he's going to do it here. He's going to the inside. He's going to try and force Calatani a little bit into a tough situation. And that 84, again, doesn't have to worry about Fuller back there, but I got to believe Calatani at the same time is just not to put it in the back of his head. He's trying not to think about this, but it's in the back of his head what I'm trying to say. He's thinking right now, had Fuller not done what he'd done in stage 1, I could have pointed my way in possibly. Now it's really, I got to win this race, and I got to figure out how to fight these guys. Problem is, you show your hands too quick, these guys eventually will figure out how to play it against you. I'll tell you that much right now. Bobby Skinner, though, is still rooting for his boy. Talking Giants versus the world in the comments section. And again, I'm going to reiterate something too. Yes, I know I am only focusing on so many drivers. I know we got a lot of other drivers out there, but you got to remember, guys, this is the final race before the round of 4. The championship 4 will be in session. So it's not like I'm trying to forget these other great drivers like Kramer, Sturgill, Burnett, Hall, Stearns, Woods, Scheich, Fuller, Hudson, Holyfield, and all of them. I'm not trying to. I'm just making sure that you guys have really a good emphasis on how important this final round is to these drivers, because this is literally a do or die situation to get to that final round. So if I seem a little too passionate about it, a little too over the edge, well, you guys tuned into the wrong channel, because that's who I am. We've got 3 laps to go. Well, about to be 2 in a minute. Calatani looking on. Mike Kelly right behind him, eyeing the position. Every driver for themselves from here. 2 more to go. Stage break, rolling quick and rolling up fast. And remember, from here on out, these guys are going to have to go the distance to lap 75 after that stage break comes. The 84 is looking pretty solid, pretty stable, but Chad Coleman, watch out for the 38. The Jim Beam, he's opened up the bottle, and he's starting to drink his way a little bit up to the headers. He's trying to show them, you got to have a few to go a little wild around here, and he's going to go for it. He's taking on Tyler Dalton up there on that top side, and the old Reign of Terror up there. Well, hate to say it, but man, he's making a little bit of a show there. Bobby asking, can we show stage points at the stage break? Unfortunately, I cannot in this case. Well, actually, hang on. I might be able to. I'll get in touch with the admins real quick. Hold on. Just a second. But right now, Calatani got 1 more lap to go here. Kelly watching on. This is the same situation we saw the 84 in last stage break. The last stage was all or not. Calatani learned his lesson this time. He's taking it down to the front straightaway. Stage win for the number 84. Calatani adds into the tally. All right, so I can confirm. No, I cannot I can't get the points up because the way the bracket looks, it's actually gonna be way too small. So I apologize in advance. You guys wouldn't really be able to read it though. I already tried, so. I actually had to kind of magnify mine on my end, so I don't think it would look good on the stream here. So now with that, well, I'll tell you right now where we're at right now. Tyler Dalton is going to the final round. He's already locked in with his win. Macklin is currently in second with 3,092. So, okay, I'm gonna go over this again. Sorry, guys, my producers were asking about that. Like, what, can we get the points up and stuff? So, All right, so I'm gonna read this off again. Tyler Dalton, he's already in. He had the win back last week, so he's already in the round of 4. He's got 3107. Brian V. Macklin, currently at 3092. He's sitting at second. Mike Kelly, currently in third. He's at 3064. Chad Coleman, he's at 3059. With EJ Ulrich gone today, Calatani already moved up one spot. He's at right now 3,045. Shannon Wood is at 3,036. And Sammy Orrell right now is at 3,017. Did you catch all that? Again, Bobby, I wish I could show you this points, but unfortunately it's kind of hard with the way the system is, the way they got it kind of presented here, so. Otherwise I would, but unfortunately it's just a little too small. I will look into it though with the admins fill for Saturday and see if we can get that up for you guys. See if we can figure that out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Maybe the most important pit stop of the day. This one could determine the fates of many of these drivers. And we know there's a few of them that are hanging around back there. Tires and fuel going on. Strategies out. All 4 for Calatani. All 4 for Kelly, Dalton, and them. Everybody coming out. It's Calatani, Kelly, Dalton, Coleman, Macklin, your top 5. Ooh. That is some strategy there, my boys. There is some strategy, my friends. That's a lot of movement there and a lot of guys looking very carefully at where they wanted to play it out. And might I add, Sammy Orrell is in 8th position now this entire day. He's been laying low. Shannon Wood's been kind of in the middle of the road. He's been laying low in stage 2. He went hard in stage 1. Macklin kind of played a little fishy there in stage 1. Kind of fishing for something to see what he can do. Mike Kelly, well, safe to say, both stages, him and Calatani, they have literally blocked horns and threw everything to the wire. Now this is it. This is their grand conclusion, their grand finale of that. So here we go. From here on out, we have 41 laps left to go. No, excuse me, not 41. Okay, I can't count. You guys can make fun of me for that one. Alright, so let's try that again. We have, from here on out, 36 laps. Hey, there you go, I can count. 36 laps left. Calatani, your stage winner. Looking for a high position, high finish, just to get to the top 4. If he can get the win, he locks himself in. If Mike Kelly wins, he locks himself in. If Macklin wins, he locks himself in. Shannon Wood wins, he locks himself in. If Samuel Orrell wins, he's locked himself in. The chips are down. The fight is on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most important stage of them all. The final stage is set to go. You can feel the chill in the air. You can feel the power. You can feel the hammer coming down. I don't need to do any more talking. Let's just let the drivers do the talking for us. feel that power and you feel that run coming off those lines, you just know there is an absolute unit of a frenzy coming through. Right now, we have different strategies being put to use here. The hard chargers and the hard runners, Mike Kelly, Calatani, and Coleman going at it. The units back behind them, Samuel Rell, Tyler Dalton, and all of them, lingering and laying low. Brian V. McElroy now working as hard as he can with Harrell to get back in this. That draft pack is going to be extremely difficult to catch up with, and especially knowing that fuel run too. The Sim 500 playoffs round of 8, final race of the round of 8. Probably on an absolutely inverted track with literally 3 wides to mix in. Everybody right now is on their feet watching this one. No one sits down and no one giving out. Oh boy, no! Oh, look out, trouble! Dakota Kramer lost it off of turn number 2 and he is wrecking through with the field. Kramer has completely destroyed himself off 2. There is no caution yet. Robert Tucker right now with problems and he is out of this one as well. Oh my. No caution. They stay green. Look at this. Tucker just gets bashed. Kramer gets into it with him, and then all of a sudden, where the heck did that go? And apparently the front of the nose ended up finally catching a break there. Robert Tucker absolutely infuriated down there. He's done. The truck is out. Kramer got it refired, but Lord only knows how mad he can be. Kramer just got a slight bit loose. Kramer and then Tucker tried to get out of there. But really, Tucker really had nowhere to go either way. He just got destroyed in that mix-up. First nasty little situation we have seen today. Everyone remains green for now. And I gotta believe Mike Kelly, Calatani, and Coleman are pretty glad to not hear that it didn't go to caution. They probably want to race this one from point A to point B, but for those drivers that are not in the playoffs, obviously they don't want that to happen. And look at this. Look at the gap. Look at the gap starting to protrude a little bit. Dalton realizing something. Harrell is right behind him now, starting to get some power off. If Harrell catches that gap, and he might be able to, he then has to try to find a way to kind of mix in the strategy and try to put everything up to good use. It's a very bold and wise little deal, but it's a tough one. Looking on here, let's see, lap 46. Another 1/10 of a second gain. Big ground gained here. Problem is, though, he's going to be running extremely hard here. Like I said, Harrell in a must-win situation. Mike Kelly, if he can somehow find a way to win this race, he's going to be literally sitting on cloud 9 when this is all said and done. Kramer has come in the pit road. He's done. The number 42 and the 25 out of the race. And what are your tired dog right now, too? What do you got to be thinking in the back of your mind? You're already in the round of 4. You have all the time to practice Phoenix, like you said earlier. I mean, do you try to go out there and just try to spoil the party a little bit? Or do you try to work with your teammates and just help them out when you can? If I was him, I know they have a little bit of teamwork they do with the teams and stuff, so I know that he probably is thinking to help everyone he can out with that. But I would say this, and honestly, I'm not going to try to be playing any drama into this, but if you go and mess with the wrong driver and mess with the wrong team, I don't know if I would want to be you in that championship round of 4. We've seen it happen before where it doesn't matter. You do something wrong to somebody, they will not have it. They will get back at you rather quickly. And they do not hesitate to, I tell you that much. I've been there, I've done it, I've heard stories, I've seen it for myself. It's a condemning part of the playoffs. You just don't want to do that. So, at this point, if I was Dalton right now, I'd help out where I can with drivers on the draft, and then after that, leave them alone. Let them race from there. That's just my take. You guys let me know in the comment section down below.
right now at this point. I think it's just more or less kind of just let it sit and wait. Don't try anything too crazy. Don't try to push yourself into somewhere you don't want to be right now. Or maybe not. Kalatani, though, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. He should have gone for the runner. He should have tried to do something about that. Because Coleman now, like a shark in the water, he smelled that small drip of the blood, and now he's already on the attack. Harrell, Sturgill, and Burnett, they're in pit road. Interesting strategy here from Harrell. A bit early, honestly, but if it works, it could work. I think he's looking at the fuel run. I think he's looking at that full-on run. He's looking for every little bit he can get. For the other drivers, I think they really got to look at timing, execution, and then when is the right time to go in. Because, again, heavy aerodynamic track like this, heavy on the flow of speed and power, certainly does not make your case any easier. Especially now when this guy's coming back into town. Lap traffic coming out of pit road now. Sturgill, Burnett, Kramer, Tucker, they're out late. Harrell looking to not fall a lap down. This is going to be extremely difficult for him, though, because he's got playoff drivers in this. That could be trouble. Well, if I'm Mike Kelly, though, right now, I find this to be a bit of an advantage. At least you now have some dirty airflow to not only throw in those guys, but also helps you out a little bit, because now he can use that draft line and actually get a little bit more of a semblance. But if he lets Harrell jump as far as he is ahead and give him some of that dirty air, it's going to hurt him here. Looking on, look at this. Is he finally going for it? Kalatani, yes he is. Down to the bottom, big run coming up. Kelly knows what he's up to. Kalatani is a man on a mission to make it to the final round. Kelly looking to do the same, but for Chad Coleman, you knew he wanted to have a little fun with it too. Oh boy, he almost going for the 3 wide salute, didn't quite clear it there. Yes, he will this time. He's going to the very bottom. We've got a 3 wide salute for the race lead. Oh, wait a minute. 4 wide right through turn 1 and 2. Cody Sturgill way on the binders, right at the top side. Kalatani fighting with Kelly, trying to get out of it. Sturgill literally just threw a Hail Mary on them all. Coleman didn't want nothing to do with that. He knew he was in trouble. He had no chance there. He had nothing he could do, but that might have helped Kelly a little bit. He had the run on the outside thanks to Sturgill. Kalatani a little bit in the middle. Got himself a little bit of a break. Just gotta have to hang in there. Oh, man. This is getting intense, my friends. This is intense. This is starting to feel the power and the momentum kind of bursting through these drivers. Kalatani's got a slight advantage on the entry, but it's Kelly who has the exit, and he's also got an exit plan. He's got the drafters there, and now Coleman is going to draft it up. Dalton trying to stick with it. Big push there from Coleman. Look at him just slam the rear bumper off the 6. He was almost forcing that 6 to just push away as hard as he could. Oh, my. That is absolutely a unit of a draft there to be able to push like that and not get yourself into an situation. And Coleman, look at this. He's going to try it again. But he's got to be careful, though. You don't want to rip that thing up too much. Too much tape on there or too much of that. Your motor can't breathe. The engine will die off and it will heat up too quick. You won't have any speed from there. Kalatani well aware of that, so he's trying to stay out of trouble. But Doy Woods, look at this, the 28. As outspoken as he is, he doesn't seem to care today. He's going to run this gauntlet up and try to get through this field. Just heavy on the action, heavy on the dosage. We've got 18 laps left to go. Let's go. Kelly, Coleman, and Kalatani, your top 3. Dalton, Fuller, and Macklin in the 6th spots. And why do I mention those 2? Well, simply put, because they're giving them plenty of ideas to work with here. But remember, they haven't been to pit road yet. And just so it happens to stand, Sammy Horrell is not out of this race yet. Only 38 seconds back. These guys have got to go to pit road. Can Horrell somehow, some way count on them to get in the pits and have him steal this one away? He needs the pit strategy to fall into use. Kalatani has to go to pit road. He's going to admit defeat. Dalton will join him though. But Dalton gets in right in a little bit, right beside him. Those two are going to be deadlocked between each other. They're going to have to figure out who to get in there quickly with. Coleman is going to go to the bottom to shoot for the gap, and we have a new leader. If they finish where they're at right now, Kelly and Coleman will make it to the final round. But only if they finish where they're at. If Fuller comes in and has a little fun with it, you know Macklin's going to be right there with him to try to use him as a bit of a shield brigade and help him out. Dalton and Kalatani right now. Mixing strategies up. All 4 tires going on these guys. Whoa, Dalton, look at this. That is not going to sit well with Kalatani, that's for sure. That could have just ended his championship hopes. He's going to have to hope for the best here. Dalton just really jumped it right ahead of him and just went full send on that. That was a big move, I'll say. Well, whatever Sammy Horrell's little trap was to plan him out, I don't know if it's going to necessarily work or not. He's currently still ahead, though, of Dalton and Kalatani by a good margin. Only about gap right now showing about 6 seconds and 2/10. It might be enough, but again, that draft line is going to come into effect, and Maurice Burnett's putting it to use. Kalatani blocking in a little bit as Fuller gets into that mix. Kelly is in pit road. Macklin's in pit road. 3 wide from turn 1 and 2. And Kalatani making the jump ahead of Dalton. Now looks like Dalton maybe realizing maybe my strategy jumping ahead wasn't a smart move. Maybe I need to work with him. I think Kalatani's actually waving at him. Get behind me and start pushing. Coleman in a whole different league right now. Different strategy, different game plan. They'll finally go to pit road. So now all eyes are on this man. Sammy Horrell has got the strategy of brewing, but Chad Coleman, Justin Fuller, they're in pit road. Their choices will be extremely crucial here. Do they go for just fuel and take right sides, or do they do something else? They've got a tough decision to make. Joe Hudson right now, your race leader. Currently went in pit road on lap 38. Only went in, took fuel, no tires. Watch carefully at pit road. Looks like right side's going on for Coleman. Will he do the lefts? Yes, he will. Fuller and Coleman are going to both do left and right side tires. Is it enough time for Samuel Horrell to steal this one away? Did one strategy finally go his way? Did he finally figure it all out? He's only got one adversary left to deal with, and that's Joe Hudson. He's got to get him in pit road, and then he'll be able to start putting this one to bed. Every driver right now looking on, knowing their strategy could have worked or what may not have worked. The anticipation, this is the thing as a driver you absolutely hate but you absolutely live for, is just the train of thought of, could it be, or what happens next? Can I get this thing where I need to be, or can I find a way to strike gold here? This is the toughest situation, and mentally you have to prepare yourself, and it's so hard to do. They are catching up to Samuel. Samuel Horrell right now not holding them that far back in the turns. He's only got about a 3-second lead. And now Hudson's to pit road. This time on by, Samuel Horrell is going to take the lead, but he's got Doy Woods right behind him, and Doy is right in the mix. Does Doy want to play a little strategy, or does he want to play spoiler? If I'm Samuel Horrell right now, I am hoping and praying Doy wants to work with me and not ruin this for him. Sammy has to win. He can't lose this race. He's got to win to make it in. And Doy Woods, he's not going to play it any other way. He's going to throw it at him. He's going to the bottom, looking for the lead. Big charge to the bottom. Doy Woods with the ultimate spoiler. He jumps it ahead of Samuel Harrell. Samuel now has no choice. He's going to have to get behind him and draft off him. Or wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Doy slowed up a little bit. Wait a minute. You don't think... Is he going to try and draft with him? He's going to draft him. I think he realizes what time he's got left, so he had no choice. Kawatani is coming up quicker than I thought here. Kawatani is literally about a second and 2/10 back of Joey Woods, and Dalton is right there with Kawatani. Will Dalton push Kawatani to this one, or will it go either way? Harrell is in trouble either way. He needs to start figuring something out here. He had a beautiful strategy there and a very well executed plan, but I don't know if that game plan is going to be enough here to hold him back. We're down to the final 10 laps. Top 5 on your screen for this one. This could get interesting. Howard Fuller says, come on, Rowdy 51. Fuller right now is currently looking about 3+ seconds back, but he's got 4 fresh sets with Chad Coleman. Could have enough. Doy Woods looked like he was going to try to work with Harrell, but it looks like that's too little too late. Samuel Harrell is going to watch this one slip away from him again this season. And a season full of disappointments. Harrell gets the ultimate disappointment. And for Kawatani, surviving Martinsville, and now looking to finally pull one on the big tracks. He's got the race lead as he pulls it down on the front straightaway. Harrell and Doy probably cannot believe it. Had they given themselves a little bit more time and maybe just stayed out a little longer, could the strategy have worked differently? It always makes you wonder, but the longer you stay out, the more risk you take, but the better your chances are to use that fresher rubber on somebody that may be unfortunate. Will Dalton work with Kawatani to the end of this race? Or will Kawatani have his hands full right now? He's blocking the bottom, so it tells me he's either trying to work with Dalton and keep Doy Woods off, or he's trying to block Dalton from making any ideas here. All I can say is I do not want to be a 84 fan right now. This has got to be literally the most scary thought in your minds right now. A win here, he goes to the final round. If he does not win, he's going to be very close in points to Coleman and Kelly. Coleman right now is in the 9th spot. Kelly is in the 4th spot. And Coleman's starting to realize what's going on. I think he's going to start pushing this thing a little bit. And Kelly, currently trying to push it up too, now moves into the 3rd spot. This is a great opportunity. Will Dalton try to throw what he's always done this season, which is the last lap gap, the last lap pass? Or will Kawatani be able to defend him off just one last time before they go to the big dance? Down to the 6th to go. There's nobody sitting down right now, by the way. They are all watching those leaders, and especially those that are coming up to the field. Well, if you wanted another spoiler attempt, Howard Fuller, here's your boy. He's coming for him. I don't know if he's going to have enough time, but boy, is he having a little fun with this one. Macklin and Kelly watching on. Macklin, if he finishes where he's at, he's going to the final round of 4. Kelly, he's going to be a bit of a wild card here, but I think he has enough. Judging by the points, judging by the situation where Coleman's at, I think it's enough. If Kawatani wins this, he bumps Coleman off. If he does not, I think Coleman makes it in. I think. Again, I am not getting enough points or readings, honestly, on how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. This is absolutely a unit and probably one of the biggest positions these drivers find themselves in. And I have no idea how the heck this 51 has come back to this field
And he's going to play the ultimate spoiler on these boys. Calatani and Dalton know what's coming behind them, and they're going to have to start throwing some blocks and start throwing the fight because this could get interesting. What will they do when Fuller catches them? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it looks like it could be next lap. It is so close. It is extremely close right now, guys. This is absolutely crazy. This is going to be one call I think these boys will never forget. These drivers, young and old, will not forget this season as one of the wildest that's become to be. And this final race before the big one may have sealed the cake for many of them. Dalton trying to fight the 51. He goes topside, trying to get him out of there, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Macklin is going to work with him. Calatani is all alone. He needs all the help he can get. Ooh, Dalton, a little bit low on Fuller there. Looks like he kind of caught him off guard there. Might have caught him off guard. Is he trying to close him off a bit? Is he trying to block it? I think he's trying to stop him. Calatani is in desperate need of some help. We've got 2 to go. Fuller, look at this! Look at this! Dalton and Fuller connected down to the front straightaway. Fuller gets away from him. Calatani is all alone. Fuller's on fresh sets. Calatani on burnt heads. Will Calatani be able to block him off? I think Dalton's literally waving at him. Do not leave my draft. Do not let him. I'll fight him. Oh my goodness. What will they do? What are they going to do? Here we go. One more lap to the line. White flag is in the air this time on by. Dalton is literally throwing Fuller down. Fuller straight to the bottom. Big jump to the run. Fuller's going for it. The slide jump. Fuller got clipped. Fuller got clipped. Macklin on the bottom. Trying to fight back Calatani. Deja vu back to Daytona when Calatani had to block them all off for the race battle for the lead. Getting fake events for Daytona. Macklin goes low. Big block again. Can he run it through? Off turn number 4 one more time. Could it be? Could it be? Indeed it will be. Calatani's going to the round of 4. Unbelievable. They wreck hard to the line. Macklin gets into it with Dalton a little Fuller getting right out of the gate, but for Calatani, he's done it. A berth to the championship race. Of all things, he did it. And maybe the same situation that he found himself back in Daytona, losing that one outright. This one, he fights and scratches and claws, and this time, he is the one on top, while the others are left spinning out in the distance. Unbelievable. That will be one for the record books, folks, and one I don't think any of these drivers in that top 5 are ever going to forget. And the crazy thing is, we still have one more race before the season closes. Unbelievable. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm sorry, but like that was absolutely incredible. What a race! What a day! Your finishers. That's right. He qualifies first. He's going to the final round. He'll join Tyler Dalton, and I believe he'll join Brian V. Macklin. And looking at the points, I think he'll be joining Mike Kelly in the final round of 4. We'll need confirmation on that, but when we get to it, we will post in the Facebook page and on the Twitter end and all that, and Instagram. But here is the absolute finishers. Calatani's your winner. Macklin going second. Fuller going third. Dalton going fourth. Mike Kelly gets top 5 bracketed up. Chad Coleman, throws everything he had. His strategy just did not quite work out. Shannon Wood did everything he could early on, and a great finish, just still not enough. Doy Woods, 8th. Charles Van Schaik, 9th. And Cody Sturgill getting a top 10 for his troubles. Sam Morrell bumped out, unfortunately, due to just the strategy not going his way. Unreal, folks. Unbelievable. Well, oh my. This could be a spicy interview we're about to hear, folks. This should be interesting. Let's listen in. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now here as your third place finisher today, Justin Fuller, bringing it all on the line and bringing it to the end. You're going to go home third today, but Justin, in stage 1, you and Calatani go to war with one another. Stage 2, you lay low. The final stage, it looked like the strategy was there, but then all of a sudden, I'm going to just put it nicely, all hell broke loose, and you guys had a war on your hands.
Yeah, once I got, congrats to Anthony on winning the race for starters, but honestly, Tyler Dalton should be ashamed of himself. He didn't even try to win that race. He just sat there behind Anthony the whole time. So, it is what it is, though. I guess that's teammate things, but yeah, we definitely were the fastest, but fastest doesn't always win, I guess.
Maybe not in this case here, but obviously I know you had the strategy played out perfectly. Had a kind of good of an idea there. I'll ask this real quick. You had such a very late strategy. Was that kind of like just in the books where you're working with Kelman to kind of get you guys to a little more draft up to gain the last bit of speed you needed to catch them?
No, I didn't take tires on the first stage. That's why I fell back. Just hoping possibly, a strategy call late in the race for tires or something like that, but it just didn't come to fruition. So, I honestly put myself in this position to have to battle back to begin with. So, I got to look at myself before I look at anybody else and what they did, I guess. But it was nice to be able to get out there and have a chance at the win. Just getting blocked. And, I get the blocking's fine. We're coming to the end of the race. I'd be blocking too, but and I know it's a win and you're in, and Anthony is racing for his life there. But I just didn't like Tyler not even trying to win the race. He did nothing to even make an attempt to send Anthony. So I don't know what that's all about. I would never do that with a teammate. But it is what it is. It's not. I don't have to go to bed tonight thinking that. So, but it was a good race overall. Regardless, we didn't have a single caution other than stages. We'll take it and see what we can do next time.
Hey, man, you want to thank you for this third place today, or Justin?
Yeah, thank you for putting on the broadcast. Thanks to all the admins at Goat Racing League and Sim 500 for what they do. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody in the race. It was a good, clean race. Nothing bad happened. So, just looking forward to the next one and seeing what we can do.
Certainly hope to see you back as soon as time here, Justin. Great to have you back, and congratulations bringing it on home for third.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Justin Fuller definitely speaking his mind out there, so congratulations to him on the third spot there. And I don't blame him, honestly, for the frustration side of things, but man, I guess they say it just is sometimes. Sometimes that's just racing. Brian's not joined us yet for the second place interview, but we'll give him the old moniker of congratulations on that. I'm pretty sure he's in the round of 4, so the way I'm looking at it. So, but I think right now there's a driver that you guys have been waiting for a little redemption on since Daytona. I think you got your redemption now. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and head into the round of 4, Anthony Calatani. Calatani, my good man. Oh, my word, sir. Everything from literally catching Harrell to then all of a sudden Fuller's coming up to then Dalton and Fuller getting into it. Macklin's behind you trying to fight you. You're blocking the heck out of it. I'll just set the stage. I'm pretty sure this is redemption for Daytona and the satisfaction of getting back to the championship round, sir.
Christian, I'm shaking. It was so fun. I don't even know what to say, dude. That last couple laps was freaking insane. Oh my god, that was Justin drove it down in there and won on the final lap, and I bumped him. I wasn't taking my foot up.
You weren't taking your foot out. At this point, it looked like you weren't even going to take anything out for granted. That was really like take no prisoners, Marauder style out there. I know I've already given someone that nickname, but hey, we gave you the TG vs. the World moniker, so hey, there's that. But still, Anthony, I got to ask this, sir. You literally planned everything out. You had the strategy working, and Dalton back behind you there. He's already in the round of 4, but he works with you there at the very end. In all honesty, was that really with him being able to help you there, like, was that one of the biggest parts to help surviving against Fuller there at the end?
Absolutely. You know, Tyler is probably a great team. Is not probably. He is a great teammate on the Sim 500 team, and I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have finished first if he didn't help me. And you know, I'm grateful for that, and I'm glad to be a part of this great Sim 500 Mafia team.
Man, I don't know how you did it, but you held on through thick and thin, through bump and runs, through corner offs, and almost getting the old Daytona treatment. You got redemption from there and make it to the final round of 4. Who do you want to thank for this one to end this night out, buddy?
Well, we're going to start off with thanking the Talking Giants crew, John Boy Media, Sim 500, Goat Racing, you for the broadcast, just everyone watching. Like I said a couple of weeks when you interviewed me, Christian, we're coming for this championship. We are coming.
Well, not only are you coming, but, man, you've got your work cut out for you. So, you have fun enjoying Dalton and Macklin, I believe, as well as Mike Kelly there in the final round of 4. But you, sir, started from the bottom and you work your way to the top. Congratulations, making it to the championship round.
Thank you, sir, and we'll see you next week, hopefully for the big hardware.
We'll certainly say good luck out there. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner today, and ending to the championship, Anthony M. Calatani. Holy smokes, folks. Holy smokes. I don't know. That may be one of my really crazier calls I've done in a while, honestly. I've made some really good calls, but that one may be one of my biggest. So, what does this all stand out to be? I'm just going to kind of go over the mental notes here, but I believe, like I said, we know Calatani's in, we know Dalton's in, so Macklin was in second, so he finished second. He's above everyone else. He's making it in the round of 4. I believe Kelly, by finishing where he was, virtue of Coleman, he was already a good few points ahead of Coleman anyway, so he should be the final spot. So what does that mean in the championship round? You've got a guy that has not won this entire season, and Mike Kelly. You've got 2 of the nastiest, toughest, call them what you will, drivers that are ready to go at it and put their trucks on the line in Macklin and Dalton. And now here you got a guy that many probably undershot and thought back at Daytona that he was just going to be a pushover, and now he's the one pushing him over. Calatani surely has entered that frame and entered that stage. How else can you set the stage than those 4 drivers, man? This is going to be one heck of a season to end it out with. For all of us here at Pizza Race TV, though, thank you so much to Sim 500 Racing League for help sponsoring and supporting the Truck Series. To the Go Racing League boys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time, be safe. God bless. Take care. Enjoy your time. We'll see you tomorrow night with some more Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League.